If you've ever been around a school during drop-off and pickup times, you're probably familiar with how chaotic it can be. We want this process to be safer and easier for everyone involved, but how can we do that? Let's take a look at some of the issues surrounding school pickups and drop-offs, as well as some of the options for improving everyday habits to make these times more enjoyable. Like I mentioned earlier, we want to make this process as safe and smooth as possible for everyone, but sometimes it may feel like it's anything but. We often see a lot of traffic that causes delays and makes picking up, dropping off, or even just driving by a school take a very long time. Sometimes this is caused by drivers double parking instead of waiting for a spot to open up. Double parking is not only against the law, but also causes major safety concerns for people nearby, especially when it comes to larger cars. Did you know that a driver's front blind zone can be over 10 feet in front of their car? Every car has a front blind zone, but the larger the car is, the harder it can be to see things in front of you, especially young children. An average of 5 children a day in Illinois are hit by a motor vehicle within one block of school, and both infrastructure and driver's habits play a role in these types of crashes. Larger cars and trucks in the drop-off and pickup queue create a riskier environment for pedestrians, which is a safety concern for other families taking their children to school. Another issue surrounding school drop-off and pickup is pollution. Did you know that some of the worst air quality in a community is around schools? The reason for this is that families will wait around to drop off or pick up their children and leave the engine running for long periods of time, causing unnecessary pollution in areas where children spend a lot of their time. While these issues are disheartening, there are things that families, school administrators, and other community members can do to improve the school pickup and drop-off process, and in turn make your community a safer place for everyone. Each school can have their own pickup and drop-off process, so it's best to look at your school's website and see what's recommended. But let's take a look at some of the general best practices when it comes to school drop-off and pickup. Make sure that children are prepared to exit the vehicle quickly to ensure the line keeps moving. Practice an exit routine with children at home so you can make exiting a speedy process at school. Follow prompts from crossing guards if your school has them. They might be able to see more than you can, and they are there to ensure safe crossing. Adhere to all parking laws. That means no parking in crosswalks or bus lanes and no double parking. Parking in these areas can lead to a ticket, but more importantly, ignoring the rules in these spots creates a dangerous transportation space for everyone else using the road. Be patient. Everyone has somewhere to be, but it's important that you remain calm and collected to ensure that everyone can get to their destination safely. Don't idle while waiting. Turn the car off. If your school doesn't have their own process, we highly recommend that you advocate for creating one to make this as stress-free and safe as possible. Some other simple safety tips include exiting curbside and utilizing the Dutch reach. Whenever possible, have children exit curbside instead of on the street. By doing this, they don't have to worry about moving traffic when they exit the vehicle. If you or a child does need to exit on the street side, make sure to utilize the Dutch reach. This is a technique that involves using the arm farthest from the door to open it. This forces you to turn and look outside your window for moving traffic, including people on bicycles that may sometimes be harder to see. This also doesn't allow you to swing your door open all the way, which can help prevent crashes in case you didn't see someone coming when you checked. These are some simple changes that you can implement yourself now, but what kind of infrastructure solutions are in place to improve school pickup and drop-off procedures? First, let's look at some pieces of infrastructure that are intended to slow drivers down and increase visibility, especially at intersections and crosswalks. Bump outs and curb extensions essentially narrow the roadway where they are installed, leading to a number of effects. For one, when the sides of the street are closer, drivers' natural response is to slow down. Secondly, at a bump out or curb extension, any student, grown-up, or other pedestrian crossing the street has a shorter distance to travel. Less distance also means less time in the street, leading to a safer and more comfortable experience when crossing. Finally, these installations prevent drivers from parking in or directly next to a crosswalk. When cars are stopped in the crosswalk, pedestrians either need to go around them, leading them to be in the street and not in a crosswalk, or go out of their way to find a different crosswalk. This is not ideal, especially if you're in a hurry to get to school. Moreover, when drivers stop right next to crosswalks, it makes it very difficult for everyone to see each other. Especially when small children are involved, it's crucial for drivers and pedestrians to see each other before anyone enters the crosswalk. Installing these simple pieces of infrastructure around schools can have a large impact on the safety of everyone moving around these important community centers. Remember, even if students are driven to school, it's likely that they still need to walk and maybe cross at least one street to get from the car to the building, so any improvement will help everyone. Some schools have this kind of infrastructure already installed while others don't. While they may be simple pieces of infrastructure to install, getting them approved and funded is somewhat more complicated. However, that process becomes easier if a school administration wants them, and you can help your neighborhood school advocate for these safety measures. Another option that is quicker and easier to install is signs with information and reminders. These can be typical traffic signs, or they could be made by students as part of a school project. Messages can be as simple as "slow down," or it could be more personalized using school-specific information, mascots, colors, etc. In addition to engaging students, colorful handmade signs are more likely to catch the attention of everybody arriving at and leaving a school. Now that we've talked about solutions that help improve the drop-off and pickup by car experience, what if we simply didn't do it by car? Walking to or rolling on bikes, scooters, skates, etc. are fun and healthy alternatives to driving, can save families lots of money, and can even save time. Daily exercise is not just good for your body, but also has been shown to lead to improved learning outcomes for kids. Walking or riding to school provides an opportunity for exercise as well as quality time to talk and be together every day. Research shows that for trips of 3 miles or less within the city, biking is typically faster than getting in a car, driving, finding parking, and walking from your parking spot to your destination. When you factor in the traffic jams that often occur around the beginning and end of the school day, biking could save you even more time. In addition to the benefits for your own family, one less car on the road at rush hour is better for your community for a number of reasons. Decreased pollution will improve everybody's health, and we know that air quality is particularly poor around schools due to idling vehicles. Also, by not driving, you are doing your part to decrease congestion, making the experience smoother and safer for everyone else, regardless of how they get to and from school. Now, Chicago sometimes has weather that is less than ideal for walking or biking. Even if it isn't every day, each time you use active transportation for a drop-off or pickup, it makes a difference. Furthermore, there's lots of gear available to help make year-round active transportation not only possible, but fun. From ponchos, hats, and gloves, to a storm-proof shelter on wheels. Getting to school warm and dry in all sorts of weather is doable. So, we've taken a look at what can be a pretty stressful part of your day and hopefully made it seem less daunting. We talked about how double parking, stopping in illegal locations, and idling can all add to the danger, chaos, and pollution that occur before and after school, and we've equipped you with alternatives. Remember to make sure students know how to safely enter and exit vehicles, to not park illegally or idle while waiting, and to think about your vehicle's visibility and blind spots while on the road. And if you want to take things to the next level, advocate for safe infrastructure or help your neighborhood school add signs to remind the whole community about best behavior. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, see if there are ways to get to school other than driving. Active transportation can be fun, healthy, and easier than driving in many cases. Happy back to school season, and remember to always be safe.